Yo, I legit tried telling people that this whole August, Will, and Jada thing will benefit August and Jada. And August been benefiting on this shit for like the past 48 hours and shit though. But anyways, there's a hell of a lot more of I told you so's on this episode. So let's hit it.
Get ready for the battle of the sexes.
Welcome to Break Time on Westside, your number one break time podcast, coming to you from Nairobi, Kenya. The man on the mic is your very tall, dark, and mildly handsome self. He is a man that used to be a fan of Will Smith, but is no longer. And he's a man who's been a fan of things such as shower sex and bedroom playlists, but he still remains to be convinced that they are worth it anymore. It is none other than I, Sir Denver B, and Battle of the Sexes is here. Episode 40. We've been doing 40 straight episodes of Battle of the Sexes. If you've been listening to all of them, by all means, pat yourself in the back. I don't know how you'll do that, but just pat yourself in the back. Now, back to the whole Will, Jada and August thing. Yes, I know we're tired of talking about it, and we've dealt about this story before, those last week's episode, and I went through it. And by that time, there were people that were already tired of it as well. But just to go back on it real quick. So for those of y'all that did listen to the episode, you'd probably hear me mention how the only people that are going to benefit from this story, from all of this clout, from the whole drama are Jada and August. And Jada did cash in her clout clips, pretty quickly with the whole entanglement thing, which also did go and blow up, and now Red Table Talk is actually something that people talk about. But the person who just so happened to be the most recent beneficiary of this whole clout chase was August himself. Because man's about 48 hours ago went ahead and released a song with Rick Ross called, wait for it, Entanglements. And the guy pretty much went into the whole story about him and Jada, and Rick Ross just knows how to throw a couple of shots in the music. Like, Mans talks about willing, but she was jaded or some shit. Mans just tried to weave that in right there. Busy thinking that we wouldn't get that shit, but we got it. But August went in, busy talking about how he still loves her and blah blah blah. It was pretty interesting. And for some people it's a vibe, so I think this whole entanglement thing is here to stay for at least, a month and a half maybe? So yeah, probably end of August is probably when just about everyone will be done with the entire entanglement word in and of itself. But anyways, we need to move on to today's topic, and it's another I told you so. Because just the same way I told you that Jada and August would benefit from this whole entanglement, this whole story type of thing, and Will would be the one losing, well, I'm gonna pull an I told you so on something else. So if y'all remember the second episode of the fourth season of Battle of the Sexes, it should be episode 38 if you just go and check, and it was my defense on Pornhub, because people were trying to cancel Pornhub and I came out to defend it. And there was this particular statement that I said about Mia Khalifa and making $12,000. Because take for example the Mia Khalifa debate. People came out and they complained, Pornhub should have paid Mia Khalifa. She's been there for such a long time and she only made $12,000. And I came up and I was like, honestly speaking, if it's Mia Khalifa, I'd have expected at least another zero on top of that. And I straight up came out and I was like, you know what, I think it's bullshit. Just the same way when the whole feature was coming out on BBC and on some other YouTube channel sometime around August, September last year, I still came out and I was like, you know what, it's bullshit. You can't have made just $12,000. And well, it seems like I'm not the only person that believes this, because not too long ago, Bangbros actually responded to this whole accusation of them not paying her enough. And by all means, I will come back and say that yes, I said that the problem is with Bangbros and they do need to pay her. What they did wasn't right. And I am ready to take back that statement because Bangbros came through with receipts, came through with the real shit. And before I do get into it, I also do need to mention that Mia Khalifa at some point when she was talking about Bangbros and Pornhub, she did mention that Pornhub is actually a pretty good site. It's run by very good people, and there's very good women that work there, blah, blah, blah. You know, the whole, there's women that do some good shit type of shit. But that being said, even before I get into it, just one last thing before I get into it, you'll actually find that the company that owns Pornhub, owns Bangbros, and owns a huge ton of these major porn sites is actually one company. So I don't get what the hell she was talking about. All right, now that I've said that, I can finally dive into this entire thing. So for those of y'all that might not know this, because I'm guessing there's quite a number of you that don't know this, Mia Khalifa came out and she's made quite a number of claims about her time in porn. And the thing is, she's been slandering the name of Bangbros, which is also a pretty huge porn site platform. It's a subscribership, pay-to-view type of site, and she worked there for some time before she left. Now, as a media personality, or at least a social media personality, she's been saying quite a bit about them, and it hasn't been good. So Bangbros at some point lost their shits, or at least the people there lost their shits, and they decided to retaliate in probably the most logical, but at the same time the most extra and slightly petty way ever. They went and they bought out a domain and they set up a site. It's called factsbeatfiction.com. You can actually go and check it out. I'll even give you a second to pause, but either way, I'm pretty much discussing just about everything that's on the site. So even though you don't feel like pausing, I've got you. So Bangbros came through, and this was just about exposing Mia Khalifa, because it was Mia Khalifa facts. And they say, although Mia makes many false statements, innuendos, and accusations, we have tried to stay silent and allow Mia to have her publicity stunt without responding. Mia has taken our silence as an all clear to not only continue, but ramp up her false statements. We therefore have no choice but to respond to the most glaring, objectively false statements. The following are facts over Mia's fiction. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Like, this shit actually came with even videos. It came with evidence. Hell, Mia Khalifa pretty much was roasted with her own words on this kind of thing. Like, it's not even nice. So anyways, let me get into it. So what Bangbros did was, on this entire thing, like, there's a bunch of videos and all, but what they did is that they stated the claim that she made. Hell, they even tried to post up the sites, or at least the interviews and videos where she made those claims, and bring out the facts right below them. So the first claim was, Mia has repeatedly stated that she only made $12,000 in the adult industry. Here are Bangbros facts. Mia received in excess of $178,000 from Bangbros and its affiliated entities alone. We have no idea how much she made with the other 3 adult brands that she performed for before she performed for Bangbros. Damn, I tried to tell you guys, and I'ma pull it back and say I told you so. Hell, in around August, September, I was saying that. I was saying, 12,000 is a little too little. Because you cannot be in porn and rank that highly on Pornhub, because I even checked just before I recorded this podcast, and she is ranked at number 4 on Pornhub. You can't be making that little when you're the star of an entire platform. And I'm not just talking about Pornhub, even Bangbros, because she made most of her hype from like the hijabi scene. Don't ask me to tell you everything about it. I'm not doing that kind of research right now. She made quite a bit of cash from the controversy and the kind of name that she had when she was on Bangbros. So that had to come in with a good amount of money. And like I said, if you added another 0, then I'd say that that's a little bit more believable. And Bangbros just proved here that she actually made a hell of a lot more. Close to 15 times more than what she's actually been saying. But anyways, that's not the only claim. There's a bunch of others. So let me continue. Next claim. Mia has repeatedly stated that she was only in the adult film industry for 3 months. Now, Bangbros even came out to call her bullshit from this, and they were like, Mia performed with the adult film and cam industry from mid-late 2014 through July 2017, 2 years and 9 months to be exact. I try to tell people, you don't lie to people on the internet. People are always gonna dig up your shit. And people always just want to go and dive and talk about how, we're oppressing certain people. And they never want to go and counter check the facts. People just want to hear that someone's being oppressed, and then boom, all of a sudden they're busy running to their aid. So yes, for those of you all that were thinking that Mia Khalifa wasn't there for such a long time, she was. And also, after a bit of research, I actually did find out that for you to actually be a high-ranking person, or at least to be highly ranked as a porn star, you have to have some level of content, because people are gonna get tired of watching the same exact scene. So just the same way I try telling people that this woman be lying, she lying again, she capping. And this isn't the only cap, or at least these first two aren't the only cap, there's more. So next claim. Mia Khalifa has repeatedly told the producers, you guys are going to get me killed. Now, Bangbros also answered to this one with their fact, which is, this statement never happened. In fact, Mia Khalifa had a lot of creative control over the ideas for the site and was fully behind each one. But just don't take our word for it, take hers. And they posted up a video, so I'll just drop the audio version for you guys, because it was like a webcam interview that she kind of did.
And it's all coming from me and my inner fantasies. I help create every scene. I write all of the descriptions for it. Anything you see written on the site, I wrote it myself. Obviously, the Bangbros producers do an amazing job, but it's a collaboratory effect.
Okay. Clearly, when you get beaten by your own words, it doesn't sound as good when you realize that, you done fucked up, because like these guys are pretty much using your own words against you. But yeah, let's just try and move it on. Let's not hit her with this. We can't condemn her for this. Everyone makes a slip up here and there, but there's more claims. So on to the next claim. Mia has recently claimed 6 years later that she was manipulated into her Bangbros contract. Now, Bangbros also came through with a fact on this one, which is Mia Khalifa was never manipulated into signing her contract. In fact, she renewed her contract for more years and negotiated different terms into it. She actually was quite excited to be on contract, as you can see on this clip here.
So I shot a scene with them, and then they offered me a contract. And it was, I don't really like talking about it, but it was a deal I couldn't refuse, and also I was very honored because they haven't had a contract girl since Brandy Bell.
Oh, he tried it.
And people say, you know what? We need to defend some of these people. Whenever someone comes out and they were victimized, we need to be there for them. I always try to tell people, make sure you investigate the entire story. This whole victim mentality that people like using to their advantage is shitty. But anyways, that's that. She's been beaten by her own words enough. We can continue these claims. Next claim. Mia has repeatedly suggested the famous hijab scene was her second scene, and she has suggested she only ever filmed for Bangbros. And Bangbros came through with the facts, stating that Mia performed for 3 other studios under the stage name Mia Khalifa before shooting for Bangbros and using the name Mia Khalifa. For what it's worth, the hijab scene wasn't even her second video for Bangbros. Damn. Like, I'd legit hate to be Mia if I was reading or hearing this. Like, it's not even nice. Because these guys are just taking every single one of the things that you've said and said, you know what? All of that is bullshit. He was mad capping. But anyways, on to the next claim. Mia has stated she owns the trademark to Mia Khalifa. And the facts, according to Bangbros, state that Mia's registration of the trademark was obtained by her making a sworn statement to the United States Patent and Trademark Office that no other party had the right to use the term Mia Khalifa in connection with adult entertainment. She made this representation despite having assigned to Bangbros the exclusive right to her stage name in connection with the adult content in which Mia appeared. I don't know, if I can make this in probably slightly less legal terms, she went and she said that she owned the trademark, yet that name has been used on her porn videos and they are under the ownership of Bangbros, so it's mostly bullshit. Now, on to the next claim. Recently, Mia has claimed Bangbros and others are intentionally pushing her content in response to her recent statements. And the facts, according to Bangbros, are that no, we have not been promoting or pushing her content. Obviously, it's Mia's self-created scandalous buzz she's created. There's a spike in viewing her content every time she talks about it. We can't imagine Mia is surprised that when she talks about her porn content, people are going to look for her porn content. You can see this in the Google Trends graph that Mia Khalifa is struggling to stay relevant over the years and needs to attack Bangbros and the porn industry to stay relevant. Trying to bully people into removing your content is only going to lead to the Streisand effect. Alright, so the Streisand effect is almost like, I don't know, some people would call it reverse psychology, but ideally it's when you tell people, take my stuff off the internet, remove my things, stop viewing my shit, stop promoting it, and then the reverse happens and people continue viewing it and continue talking about you online. Now, Streisand effect aside, do you all see why it is that I have a problem with listening to the victim side alone? Like, y'all can see how it is that people like to play the victim card just so that they can go and dance off of the clout and try and remain relevant in this society while the court of public opinion can pretty much crucify you, right? Because a lot of times you sit and you look at how some people will go and they'll play victim, and then when you go and you listen to the other side, you actually just find that most people are pretty much just trying to make themselves look good, or at least they're trying to make themselves look like they're at a position of disadvantage so that they can turn on the other side and make them look like they're oppressors. And clearly, as you can see from Mia's case, that was absolute bullshit. Like, Shorty been lying ever since she got out and she started acting like a humanitarian. Busy saying, oh, you know what, women this, women that, oh, I didn't make this much from porn, oh, things were so bad for me. Yeah, it wasn't even that bad. Because she has double-digit millions of followers on Instagram. She could have continued, enjoying her ability to make money off of online social media just like that. Because as a person in the porn industry that became as famous as her name will continue to live on. Just the same with the likes of Lisa Ann and so on still continue to exist in porn, but they're pretty big names outside of porn. So I don't get why it is that she had to do all of this. But then again, there's people that just chase the clout. So that being said, I will be honest. There's a lot of people that like to play victim, and it's usually to the detriment of someone or another entity. To be completely honest, this is shit that happens all the time. Look at cases like Chris D'Elia, who was being accused of being a pedophile and a child molester. Mans came out not too long after that, and he even came out with his receipts, and it just showed that people were lying, and a bunch of people like to omit that information so that they'd make him look bad. And for some reason, it's like everyone likes to think that the court of public opinion is right simply because they managed to get a little bit of that information that just happens to be conveniently placed to make someone look bad. The other case was Justin Bieber. It's just that Justin Bieber's came up and was shot down in like less than 24 hours because, I don't know, Justin's PR team is pretty quick with these things. Because Justin was also being accused of sexually abusing a girl at a certain time, I don't know, a couple of years back, and the guy still came out very quickly and was like, no, I wasn't even in that state, I wasn't in that hotel, I was in a different hotel with my girlfriend at the time and a bunch of people, so and these are the receipts, and he made sure he provided proof of that. But at the same time, I'm still gonna sit back and be like, why is it that we need to come out and have to defend ourselves, yet it's not like the court of public opinion is really supposed to decide everything for us. Just because a bunch of people like to make noise and claim that, they know what it is that we're supposed to do as a society, that this is moral, this is immoral. Just because a certain select majority want to crucify you doesn't mean that you've actually done something wrong. So, as much as I know this episode probably should have been a little bit more entertaining than serious, and I kind of took it in a serious matter, we do need to come back and actually assess the information that we get and realize that the court of public opinion can be very, very wrong, and it often is. So whatever it is that you're getting, always be ready to take it with a pinch of salt or a dab of aromat or, like a fucking boatload of it, because there's a good chance that it's probably not that true. Anyways, I want to know your thoughts and comments on this. And also, if you have any topic ideas, if there's something you feel needs to be rehashed, and if there's something that's bugging you that you feel that we as a podcast need to talk about, you can hit us up on IG at Breaktime on Westside. Slide into the DMs, drop a nice voice note or a nice message over there. We always reply, and if there is something that you feel we need to talk about, we just might. On Facebook, it is also at Breaktime on Westside. You can slide there as well. And on Twitter, if you want to slide into my personal DMs, it is at Bagaka. The D, the B, and the D are capital. I will catch you guys on the next break. Take care.